I started filming a video earlier today, and then I had to go to the post office, and then I was gonna come back and finish it. I don't know if I've ever felt this level of pain emotionally, because it's not just one thing, it's so many things. It's heartache and betrayal and confusion and frustration, but sadness and confusion. Like, the confusion comes with everything. It's like I'm sad and I'm confused, and then I'm frustrated and confused, and I feel betrayed and I'm confused, and I wouldn't wish the situation that I'm in on anyone. I mean, I don't have enemies, but I think that would be one I would say not even my worst enemy, but I don't think I have enemies. I don't know what to do. I'm scared and I'm so sad and so feeling broken. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. You know, normally with people, obviously we're all different, we all think different, but normally, except for like in extreme cases, it's like that's not how I see things, that's not what I believe, but I can see your side, and I understand why you would think that or do that or behave like that, or like, even though I totally wouldn't, even though that wouldn't be what I would do or think or say, or it's like, it's the total opposite of that. It's like, I don't have words. It's a paradox, but it's also like a death sentence, but it's also, I can't be specific with what I'm talking about, I'm sorry, but I think, even though it's gonna bother people, what really matters is like the emotions, because I think people that are going through similar things to what I'm going through will know. And for the rest of you, I'm sorry, but I just hope that there's a purpose in me. Well, not only filming this, but there's a purpose in me going through that and going through this, because I do believe that all of the shittiest things that have happened to me have been for a reason. But I don't know what this one is, or when it's gonna end, or I'm sorry that I'm not explaining things very well. I can't even explain this to myself at all. I can logically explain this perfectly. Well, not logically, but I can factually, anecdotally, based on research I've fucking done and learned in school and learned since school and learned throughout this whole process, I can fucking explain what's going on. But when it's me in this situation, it doesn't fucking make sense. I can't talk to my family about this, or I can't talk to my mom, who's just like the person that I instinctually want to talk to. I can't talk to her about it because she can't even explain why I can't talk to her about it, but I've been sort of pushed away from her, not by myself, and not. I will talk about this one day. I will, when I'm not scared, when I know that nothing bad will happen at all, and when I'm not amidst it, when it's not. I hope that day comes. I hope. It sucks being sort of, I wouldn't say I'm outspoken, because I'm not like, I don't talk about controversial things, but I do have, you know, I vlog and I share my life and I share personal things. I've shared some of the most personal things, and yeah, some I haven't because I don't like to talk about them from the past, but it just sucks that I'm so silenced, and I've been so silenced, and I just want so badly, and have always wanted, but especially now want to just speak up about everything. If you're someone like me who, not even necessarily an empath, if you take care of people and you're really a caretaker and you're really someone who always puts the people that you care about before yourself, or sometimes people that you don't even know, but especially people that you care about, and especially people that you care about and love, and you shouldn't even be giving them a second of your day, but you give them 24/7. If you're someone like that, if you're someone who forgives easily, like me, not even forgives, because I'm okay with the fact that I forgive people, because, you know, forgiveness is, I think, more for yourself, but gives chances, logically knows that patterns are more important than potential, but accepts promises for change despite terrible patterns and terrible things, and never, I'm so scared to even keep talking about this. This could be with anything in life, with family members, with friends, whoever. If you're someone like that, someone like me, I wish I could give you advice, and I had planned on giving you advice, but I need advice. If you're someone like me, but you've managed to change it in times of need, change it at least before you completely crumble and don't know who you are or what's going on or how this is possible or how you got here and how you were aware of logically what was going on, but you would make passes for it and then think that you'd be okay because you know what's going on, but then you get to the point where even though you know exactly what's been going on, you've still been in the situation. I don't even know what the start of that sentence was, but when everyone has been pushed away, I guess you sit on your floor and you talk to your camera and you upload it to YouTube. I don't know if I'm asking for advice. I don't know if I'm giving advice. I'm not asking for advice because I know all of the advice, you know. I know the advice I would give myself if I were someone else. I've known that all along. I've tried to take my own advice, or at least I want to take my own advice, and I want to do what I know I should be doing, and I've been successful sometimes, but then I always am ultimately unsuccessful. And there's something about women, and I know I've heard it in relation to like childbirth, and I definitely, it resonates with me as far as periods go, but women have like even though our memories are fucking good and I can remember everything you say to me ever, as far as like pain goes, we tend to like forget how bad something hurt, and then the next time it happens we're like, holy shit, I forgot how bad this hurts, or I don't remember it hurting this bad. That's me every month with my period, and I have endometriosis, so it's really bad, but even like, I'm not kidding you, I could be dying one day, like the 3rd day of my period, and then the 4th day, which is typically a lot better, I'll wake up and be like, it wasn't even that bad yesterday. Like, I was fine yesterday. It's a very weird thing. I don't know how to explain it, but I know that a lot of girls, women, know what I'm talking about. And I guess, I mean, if must be some sort of primal thing related to the fact that they didn't have epidurals back in the day, so they needed to forget how fucking terrible childbirth was so that they would have more kids. I don't know what the answer is, but I know that that's a thing, and I know that for me it applies not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, whatever you want to call it. And it's when you couple that with being a highly empathetic person and also highly optimistic and just wanting never wanting to like ruin something that could be good, so you just keep going and keep trying, and you'll put up with anything, which is me. That is literally me. That's always been me. And it's weird, I felt like when I was around the time I turned 24 and a half, I don't know, there wasn't an exact moment, but I really felt like, whoa, like I know who I am now. Like you always say like you're still finding yourself, and I think I'm still finding myself, obviously, but there was like a real shift in me where I was like, some of the things that I used to do, a lot of the things that I used to do, whatever, like I recognize now that I didn't want to be doing those. I did them because I thought I had to, or because I thought I would do XYZ. An example of that is like, up until I was, 24-ish, I would be the person who, after something bad happened, like say a breakup, not just a breakup though, because I only had like one real bad breakup in life, but just like maybe a big fight or a fight with a family member or something, I would be the person who would go out, okay, I guess it has to be in the context of a relationship, would go out and go to a party or go drink with my girlfriends, or just, go out and like get my mind off of whatever happened. And like, I thought genuinely at the time that was helping. And now, like, knowing myself, like, I don't even, that thought will sometimes enter my mind when I'm upset, like, I should go do this, get my mind off of it, but like it goes through so quickly because I'm like, I know that that's not what I want to do, that's not me, it's not gonna help anything, it's probably gonna make me feel worse. I'm just gonna stay home with my cat, that's just an example, but like I really feel like I just connected so much of, I don't know how to explain this. How long have I been talking? I just walked in the door and I was gonna just talk for like 5 minutes, and here we are now. But I feel like while I've known things about myself, obviously, my whole life, just like someone asks you a question about yourself, you can usually answer it, whether you're 5 years old or 40 years old. But I feel like maybe even between like 22 and 24, and still obviously, but there was a really like monumental sort of shift that I noticed in hindsight, where I knew things about myself that weren't like so apparent, and reflected a lot on how I handle situations and how I feel in certain situations, and how I think about people, how I think about just like the way my brain operates. I've really come to understand it a lot. And I guess I thought that because of that, I would have an advantage in the future. When certain situations came up, I could be like, okay, I know this is going to be my natural instinct, but that's not good for me. And in smaller situations it has, but the situation that I'm in right now is one of those things where it's like, how? It's like knowing all of this about myself didn't make it any easier. In fact, it added to the confusion of the cognitive dissonance of just like, why am I doing this? Why? Like, I know what I should be doing, or at least, I don't know, like, I'm literally doing things and acting in the way that, like, I know I shouldn't be. Not that I was doing anything, like, morally wrong, or, I mean, it wasn't wrong at all, except for my own mental health, but knowing about myself, I don't know how to explain it. Knowing that I am the person that I am, and knowing that this is how I should be acting, but then acting in the opposite way, I think is more fucking upsetting and hurtful and confusing and all of the things than if I was, say I was 19 going through what I'm going through now. I would just sort of be like, it would be more about like instead of me and how I like am handling things, it would be more about like the other thing or person or whatever it is, the situation, but not me. It would be like, this is a shitty situation, and like I wouldn't really be like, why am I doing this? Why am I allowing this? I mean, with certain things, yeah, I guess, but it's too complex for me to explain without saying it, and I'm sorry, but I actually can't. And it's like the more I know about myself, I suppose it was exciting and interesting, and I remember talking about it in a few Patreon videos and maybe even on YouTube, where I was like, it's weird, like I really feel like I know myself now, whereas before it's not like I would say or feel like I don't know myself, I don't know who I am. It just like, but once I did know myself, that was noticeable. It was a noticeable change, and it felt good, and it is, I think, good to know yourself and to know and to reflect on yourself and be self-aware, and also just, you know, self-aware of how like you are on the outside and treat others, but also like in your own brain, you know. Once you are that way and you get in situations where you would think, nah, I won't get into one of those situations again because I know myself now, I'm not going to get into that situation, and then you find yourself in that situation, and say that situation went on for months and months and months, and all along you knew you were in that situation. For whatever reason, you just, you stayed in the situation for whatever reason. I can't even explain how it feels. It's just, I don't want to say I feel stupid, because I know this is a real thing that happens to so many people, but yeah, I feel frustrated with myself, and I've never been good at, I've never been good at being like gentle with myself, or like kind to myself. When I really think about it, like I practice self-love sometimes, but after I get a procedure done, I don't let myself rest. If I'm sick, I'm stressing and I'm working. If I'm emotionally hurt, I'm forcing myself to turn it into some sort of work or art or something, or I don't let myself rest, and I don't take care of myself the way that I would someone else. My camera's about to stop recording because I've been talking for so long, which is probably good because I'm pretty sure I talked for 30 minutes yesterday. I guess I'll upload these separately. I don't know. I don't really care. I'm just honestly talking. If I hadn't have sat here and just like talked that out, even though nothing is solved, nothing is different, nothing is changed at all, I would have like kept spiraling and losing my mind. So I guess that's the purpose of this, if nothing else.